if you're a regular listener of this podcast, I think you know for me, I mean, as much as I love interviewing Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, MARSOC operators, I completely nerd out over this. I mean, this is entirely my wheelhouse. And that's why I love having guys on like Don Dokken or,
Yeah.
any of the artists that we've had on. But before we get into this, I actually wanted to cover a piece of news. And we usually don't cover news going on in the rock industry or anything, but we've had Corey Taylor on this podcast,
Yeah.
and also friends of this podcast are Jigsaw Youth, and they were those ladies were completely amped to be opening for Corey
Oh,
Taylor
man, I
because as an
know.
up and coming band, that is an opportunity of a
That's
lifetime.
huge.
Well, the unfortunate thing, as many of you do know by now, is that Corey Taylor has canceled this tour. And I pulled up on Instagram his statement that I just wanted to read. He wrote, "It is with a heavy heart that I announced the cancellation of my upcoming North American tour. For the past several months of my mental and physical health have been breaking down, and I reached a place that was unhealthy for my family and I. I know this decision will come as a shock to some and may be regarded as unpopular by others, but after taking a hard look at where I am and where I was going, I needed to pull myself back up and be home with my family for the time being. Those of you who bought tickets and VIP packages for this upcoming run will get a full refund. I send my love to the fans, my band, my family and friends, and everyone who's helped me get here thus far. I promise I'm doing everything I can to be healthy as I can be. Until then, my apologies to everyone we would have seen on the tour, and hopefully we'll see you again down the line, Corey Taylor." So I bring this up because, for one, there seems to be a lot going on in this guy's life and in the camp. I mean, before we had Corey Taylor on was when Chris Fenn was let go from the group. And then more recently, Jay Weinberg was let go from the group, which fans were shocked by because they really felt that guy breathed was a breath of fresh air to this group. But then beyond that, man, he is truly just a guy who never stops. I believe Slipknot has been to like Australia twice this past year,
Yeah, it's
and then
not.
he's done his own solo tour, and it's definitely not for the money. I mean, he emphasized to us when he was on that with his solo project, that's entirely self-funded. I mean, the money is in Slipknot. He's playing smaller venues with his solo work. So I think he's just a guy who never stops. And the funny, not funny, but the crazy thing about it, I guess I would say, is I remember we ended that interview with you
Yeah.
saying to Corey, I
It's
remember your
coincidence.
exact words. You said you were like, "Brother, you're on the bad side of 50. You may want to slow it down a little." And he had some analogy with the waves, and he was like, I know how to, take it to the limit, but not go past that limit. And it seems like, you have to be tough to kind of say, all right, I am taking it past the limit, and it's taking a toll on my mental health and physical health. And I'm sure they're probably losing a lot of money canceling a tour like this kind
Yeah.
of last minute. But it's important that we have these guys still with us. And if you're in a dark place, you sometimes need some help.
Well, I think that was just more of a coincidence than anything. It's coincidental, but just saying it, and I don't tour like he. Actually, maybe in the past I did Conus when things started coming out, and that just means Continental United States, not going overseas on the deployments. Not talking about that. I'm talking about when the movie. I mean, doing 70, 80 speaking events a year and just all over the place and being away from home
For them,
and
that's nothing, by the way, 70, 80. This is a
I
guy who
said,
never
well,
stops.
that's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
I mean, over time you wear, I mean, now you know how I am. We talk offline,
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
I'm tired.
absolutely.
I don't want to do more than 10 a year anymore because I'm tired. I need to be home. And you just get to that point where you hit that point where like, man, money, who gives a shit? Do I have enough money to pay my bills and to last for a little while? So if I can take a break, I can take a break. Well, yeah, I'm going to take a break because I need to be with my family, or I just need to be home, or I just need to have silence because you know this just as because of me and you and our business relationship. I'll just turn my phone off for like a day or two, like dude, I've been trying to get a hold of you, dude. But you understand, you
Yeah.
understand,
I'm
and
I'm
that's
also not someone who's like connected to my
can
phone 24
and
7.
that's
So
a but
that's why it kind
I
of works, I guess.
I'm glad he is and taking care of himself because we don't need to lose another Chris Cornell. And I'm not putting those guys on pedestals. I'm not, believe me, no way. I don't do that. But they do, especially within the veteran community. Those are the guys that we used to listen to that remind us of things that we did downrange, and we want them to be here because we want to still hear their songs. We want them. It's felt like we do, like we have a connection with them. because of their music, because of Slipknot's music, because of Stone Sour's music, because I heard Stone Sour when I was in Kandahar, and I'm listening to Slipknot every time before I go out for in bag. And we don't want to lose those guys. Chris Cornell, man, sang the best song in the world that people have never heard, which is part of 13 Hours because of politics. But damn, that song's awesome. And when
Well,
he
so
died,
you guys have an unreleased. I never knew this. You did an
it,
unreleased
no,
Chris Cornell song.
Chris Cornell saying the song, the main song, the
Okay,
title song
when you
for
said
13
we've
Hours.
never heard it, I'm like, whoa, all
No,
right,
no,
that'd be
I'm saying
crazy.
the reason many of people that don't listen to
Sure,
this
sure.
show have never heard because 13 Hours hates on Hillary and Obama, whatever. But that song is amazing. And when he died, it was cool meeting him in Dallas when the movie premiered. And but it also was like, man, that guy, the words are speaking to me, and every word in there, I pictured myself in Benghazi shooting on the walls, and then he passed away. It's like, man, dude, lost another, and it's like a piece of. It's like I don't want to say a teammate go that far. It's like a piece of Benghazi died, and that moment died there, being on that wall fighting. And so, yeah, I know maybe I'm taking it to an extreme for some. I don't give a shit. I want those guys around as long as possible because I do have a connection. I think a lot of other veterans and even people that may have gone through hardships and have gotten through hardships with their music have a connection with them. So yeah, take a break. If you're a true fan, get your money back. He's giving you your money back. Get him on the next time around when he goes next year or 2 years, whenever he decides to, and it's going to be just as good a show. But give the guy a fucking break and let him be home with his family. And Jigsaw Youth, yeah, it sucks because if you really did, like, it seems like they're on the cusp, and all of a sudden, this is going to take them off. But you never know. This might be this. Everything that happens for a reason. I do believe that this is a blessing in disguise. Who knows when that blessing is going to reveal itself, but it will. So just they're workaholics. You can follow them on social media. You're going to see how hard they work. They're still going to hook up with somebody and have that shot. And it may be with Corey Taylor when he decides to get back on the road. So, man, I'm happy to hear that he's taking time off to be with his family and he's doing it the right way. And I'm happy to hear that he's respecting his fans, saying, "Hey, dude, here's your refunds." I mean, that's a lot of money to refund, dude. And we'll catch you on the next boat. And like I said, Jigsaw Youth, just stay the course, keep busting your ass, keep working hard, and your break will come. And this is a blessing in disguise. We don't know what that blessing is, but it will come later. So that's my 2 cents.